So taking left hand down onto the lower navel and the right hand comfortably up onto the chest. It's a bit hard for me because of my mic just there, but I'll just rest it there. And just roll the shoulders up and down. Give yourself a little shake out of the spine. Relax through the facial expression. Relax through the neck. And feel that, as you're sitting here, I'm sitting on a bolster, so you can always prop yourself up. It just makes the seat just a little bit more comfortable. And you can sit on a block, a cushion, just lifting the hips up just a little bit away from the mat, creating that space, and allow the spine to be comfortable. It doesn't have to be rigid. And you can choose to close the eyes, or you can take a soft gaze down in front of you. Just soften through the eyelids just a little bit. And if you are keeping a soft gaze, just slow down the blinks of your eyes. And if you choose to close the eyes, just allow those lids to become heavy and relax the area around the eyes and around the forehead and the jaw and the teeth. And come to a steady and equal breath. And as you start to feel your hands connecting to the abdomen and the chest area, feel the body expand as you breathe in into the backs of your palms. And as you exhale, rib cage and belly soften. And the hands release a little bit too. So expansion on the inhale, feeling the belly inflate. Rib cage expands as the lungs fill. And the exhale is a softening and letting go. And as you begin to focus on your breathing and focus on that connection of the hands to the body, let go of your day. Letting go of anything that happened today and that will happen later. And come into this present moment, trying to already access and find your flow state. Being completely immersed in the task at hand, which is Yin Yoga for the upper body, finding flexibility into the upper back, the chest, the shoulders. But also this week, as we come towards Wednesday being the 14th of February and Valentine's Day, it's not just about sharing that love with others. It is about giving that love to yourself as well. So through persistence, we step into our greatness. It takes hard work, dedication, and practice to embrace our fullest potential. We sometimes need the times of rest and compassion throughout this process. And don't let perfectionism take over. Give yourself compassion when things don't go as planned. Rest when you find yourself feeling burnt out. And remember that you are meant for great things, and each step you take brings you closer to your fullest potential. So for now, just acknowledge all the work you've done with pride. And never not Give yourself credit for all you have already done. So when we do start working with the upper body, we start bringing in the heart chakra as well. So a lot of the postures will open up and clear any blockages of, our chi flowing through our meridian lines. Nice and slowly release the hands to the knees, palms face up. Give the fingers a little wiggle, circle through the wrists, and that carries on up into the elbows and the shoulders. So starting to circle the shoulders up and back. Find that with your breath. So breathing in, lifting the shoulders up towards the ears, exhaling, circling back down. Good. And think about when you breathe in, the sides of the body lengthen, and when you breathe out, the sides of the body soften. So you start introducing a little bit of a cat and a cow as you round and open the chest and exhale, coming into cat. So inhale, lifting the chest, exhale, rounding. Good. If it's a little bit too much with the shoulders as well, you can simply drop the shoulders and work with the spine. So find that breath, inhaling, lifting up, exhaling, rounding down. Cow on your inhale, cat on your exhale. Remember the expansion of the breath that we did at the beginning. And then nice and slowly release and just sit normally. Lifting the arms up, take hold of your right wrist, reach up and over. Give yourself a big side stretch. Breathe in, come back into center, take hold of the opposite wrist, stretch over. Do that a few more times, lift up, exhale over. Inhale, come center, exhale over. So getting into the side body a little bit. Once more, lift up and over. And up and over. Release the hands down into cactus. So just draw the elbows down in line with the shoulders. Notice if the shoulders have crept up, but try to soften the shoulder blades, relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. We're going to draw those in towards one another. Press the elbows, press the palms, keep the elbows lifted, and then press them back and open the chest. So again, flowing with the breath. Exhale as you draw them in. Inhale as you open. So just 2 or 3 times, nice and slowly. Try not to let the elbows drop too much away from the shoulder line. Keep reaching the fingers up towards the sky. Good. And press those elbows back on that inhale. And last time, let's stay out into cactus and flexing into the fingers, clenching into the fists. So keep the elbows nice and 90 degrees. Lovely. Good. Get the forearms working. Keep the spine nice and long. And then shake those wrists out. Good. Okay, so let us come into our first posture of a forward fold. So legs can be out in front of you. You can use your bolster underneath the knees if you like. Or the legs can be straight, legs can be bent. We're going to hold this posture for a number of minutes. So make sure that whatever posture you choose is comfortable for you. Okay, so Remembering that we're going to start to fold and hinge from the hips, trying to get the belly and the chest all the way down over to the thighs. And then you can start to release. I mean, I've taken the bolster underneath my knees. I've kept my feet a little bit apart because we are just coming into our first posture. So give yourself the space of the belly to breathe. Let the head soften and relax. Yes. And keep those shoulders away from the ears if you can. It doesn't mean pulling them all the way down the back, but relax them. So let us find our flow state here. Let us be present, working towards our edge, hopefully feeling something. And with Yin, we want to work deeper into the connective tissue and the joints rather than the larger muscle groups. So soften all of the muscle groups and visualize deeper into the connective tissue and the joints of the spine and of the hips. Try to keep that belly and the chest breath if you can. Full expansion on the inhale, full release and letting go on the exhale. We're here for just a few more minutes. So maybe it's an opportunity to go a little bit deeper into the posture. That might mean just lifting up on your inhale and exhaling, getting a little deeper into the fold. Take a deep breath in. Deep, slow, long breath out. And take your time to roll back up through the spine, bringing the shoulders back up in line with the hips, keeping the chin towards the chest, relaxing shoulders. And then last thing to come up is the crown of your head. Sitting nice and tall there, just allow the recovery, allow the response. Feel the effects of that forward fold. And if you chose the option with the bolster, just take the bolster away. We're going to take that forward fold once more. You can bend the knees if you need to, but lift the arms up this time and reach up and over. So hinging from the hips, folding forward, imagining those fingers are reaching forward to the front of the mat. Create length in the spine, space for the belly and the chest to breathe. 1 minute into that fold there. Notice any differences now that you might have taken that bolster away. See if you've gone a little bit deeper into your forward fold. Soften and relax the spine and the back of the legs. And starting to take that deep breath in and out, preparing yourself to move. Starting to roll back up. Draw the navel towards the lower back as you roll. Shoulders come back up in line with the hips as you lengthen the spine. Feel grounded through the sit bones. And the head comes up and facing forward. Take the knees and just release the legs out. Windscreen wiper there. So we're about 5 or 6 minutes in that fold. So swinging the legs around behind you. Let's come into a tabletop cat and cow now. So just releasing through the spine. And let us prepare for a back bend. So again, think expansion of this breath on the inhale and the softness and the kindness and compassion to yourself on the exhale. And then release down all the way onto your belly. Bring your head to the back of the hands. Bring the big toes to touch. And just stay in your prone position, relaxing everything here. Sway the hips out if you haven't already. Widen the feet if you need to, but make sure that the knees are pressing down and the tops of the feet are pressing down, ready for Sphinx. So coming up onto your forearms here. And really try to press into the palms, the forearms and the elbows so that you keep the chest nice and lifted. We're not dropping the chest between the shoulders. We're pressing away and lifting up. Keep the chest forward if you can, rather than down. Keep dropping weight through the pelvis, through the hips. through the legs. Try to keep all 10 toenails touching the mat. The heels aren't rolling in towards one another. That's a very common thing to do in Sphinx, Cobra particularly as well. And we're just here for a couple of minutes, so take a deep breath in, lift up a little bit more, exhale, drop the hips just a little bit more, find that stretch in the back bend, and then widen the elbows as you softly roll down. Head to the back of the hands, big toes touch, sway the hips, relax the belly, relax the lower back. Whilst we're here, let's take our right arm out to the side of us, either straight. I'm going to give you the variation here. So straight, palm faces down in line with the shoulder, or a little bit more challenge, cactus arm. So bend into the elbow. We're going to roll over onto the right hip, and you can stay with your knees bent if you like. And I say that the full length arm is going to be a little bit easier into that tightness of the right chest, right shoulder. So the left hand just rests in front of you, giving you some support. We're not taking the leg back through this one. Try to soften as much as you can into those tight areas of the shoulder, of the chest, of the spine. And slowly roll yourself back into the center. Keep the left arm underneath your forehead and bring the right arm down by the hip, palm face up. And then you can allow that shoulder to roll inwards so you can soften and release that stretch there that you've just done in the lying chest opener. Bring the right arm back, palm faces down underneath the shoulder, left arm goes either straight out or into cactus, and you roll over onto your left hip, bending the knees, one knee on top of the other. And try and allow the ear and the cheek to soften and relax. Breathe into the tight areas that you may find on the left side. Try to relax through the rest of the body. Taking the deep breath in and the deep breath out, preparing to roll back onto the belly. Legs extend, roll back. Right hand comes underneath the head and the left hand goes down by the hips with the palms face up. Soften into that left chest, left shoulder. And then bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Press yourself back through tabletop. You might like to do a round of cat and cow whilst you're there. And pull it back into your child's pose. So reaching the hands forward, exhaling hips back towards the heels. We're not here for long. This is just a release. Stretch the fingers. Pull the hips back. And inhale, come back up into tabletop. So threading the needle, left arm sweeps up towards the sky. You open through the side body. Oh, I just felt a little crack into my spine. That was quite nice. Reaching through the left arm underneath you. The right hand can stay where it is by the face, or you might like to choose to stretch it forward. And if this is, not particularly comfortable for you, you might want to rest your head on a block or a cushion there. Keep the hips nice and high above the knees. And open up through the thoracic here. So the middle spine, those 12 thoracic vertebrae. Pressing the tops of the feet into the mat. Try and relax through the posture. Let it be comfortable. Choosing to intensify stretch is always an option. So you can release the right hand and take it back into a bind. And that then comes around to the left hip. So you open up through the chest there. That's it. Back of the hand comes to back buttock or back hip. Open through the right shoulder there. Again, feel this expansive breath that we started with. Your breath guides you through postures. Doing great. And release the right hand from the bind. And if it was out in front of you, just bring it back towards the face. Press into the right palm as you lift the left arm back up towards the sky. Open through the left side of the body and come down to tabletop. Before we go to the other side, just come back down to prone. Sweep the arms back behind you, interlace the fingers and just press the knuckles down towards the heels as you just lift the chest up into little locust, half locust even, feet are down. Feel the stretch in the outer arms and nice and slowly lower it down, sway out. Push yourself back through tabletop if you like. A round of cat and cow on the way. Pull the hips back to child's pose. Reach the fingertips forward of the mat. Exhale. Deep inhale breath to reach fingers further forward, and exhale, pulling the hips back towards the heels. Take a breath in. Bring yourself back to tabletop for threading the needle on the other side. Right arm sweeps up this time. Open up through the right rib cage and thread that arm through and under. Come down onto the outer edge of your arm, your temple and your ear. And again, choosing the options of the hand. Hand can stay by the face. It can move forward to the front of the mat. You might like to stay there for a minute and then move into the bind, just as you did on the other side. So the palm is face up of your right hand. The palm is face down of your left hand. Roll open through the left side of the body. Feel the release into the thoracic spine. Hips are nice and high above the knees. Choosing the bind at any point. That hand comes to the right hip or the back buttock. And open up through that left chest, left shoulder, left side of the body. Deep, expansive breath. Slowly release the hands. Left palm comes down to press in to bring you up. Reaching right arm up, back up towards the sky. Big stretch. And bring the hands down. Let's come back down into prone. Sweep the arms back around. Interlace the fingers. Press into the tops of the feet to press the knuckles back towards the heels. Little half locust lift. And slowly lower. Sway out the hips. Press yourself back through tabletop. Round the spine through your cat and cow if you like there. And let's swing the legs around in front of us. Let's come off of the knees. Woo. So getting into all of these muscles around here that sometimes we neglect. So your choice here, you can sit on a bolster, you can kneel over a bolster. That's what I'm going to do. We're going to come into eagle arms. So if you like, you can take cow face legs, even if you like. Cow face legs is where one crosses over the other. Yep, that's it. You've got it. You might like to sit in butterfly or cross-legged, but let's focus on the upper body more than the lower body. Arms come out to the side of you. We're going to take the left arm across the top, and we want to try and cross the elbows in front of you there. So then you can start to fold the elbows back on one another, and you might like to take a double wrap of the eagle. If that's not really working for you, try and stay with the single wrap, or maybe you just return to where we started our practice with the elbows coming together and the palms reaching up. So find your option. We're here for a number of minutes, so work with how this feels for the upper body. Find the focus at the back of the wrists. Maybe you like to close the eyes and just draw inwards. Keep the elbows nice and lifted in line with the shoulders if you can. Shoulders are dropping away from ears. Yeah, and breathe into the tight areas that you feel here. Reaching the fingers up towards the sky as you pull the elbows a little higher and the shoulders down a little bit. That may just intensify that stretch for you. Breathe into the tightness. Try to soften and release. Doing great in eagle. And nice and slowly unravel the arms and just give those shoulders a circle. I felt that because I swam yesterday, I swam today, so my arms are, woo! Give them a little shake out. Okay, go the other side. So arms come out. You're going to cross over right over left this time. Double up the wrap or single wrap, or elbows come together again. Try not to lift the shoulders, but drop the shoulder blades down and lift the elbows. Reach the fingers up towards the sky. Keep the wrists away from the face. And close the eyes. Find the focus at the back of the wrists. And breathe once more into those tight areas that you might feel on the opposite side. Takes a bit of work, bit of commitment and dedication to hold the arms in eagle for a number of minutes. So this is where you access your flow state and your breath working together. Meditation in yin stillness. Doing great, almost there on this side. A few more deep inhales and exhales to go. Reach the fingers up just a little, lift the elbows, drop the shoulders, doing great. Nice and slowly unravel the arms slowly. Circle. Give them a little shake and a drop and a release. Well done. If you like, give them a bit of massage. Remember, a bit of love. I know, I can feel it here. So I'm not sure where you feel that. Everybody feels things differently. All right, let's come down onto our backs. You can have a block or a bolster to the side of you. We're going to come into a spinal twist. So whether you rest your knees on the block or the bolster is your choice, of course. And here, just draw the knees in towards the chest, roll and massage out through the spine. And then if you like, you can just circle the knees just to release into the hips. I know we did lower body last week, but we can never neglect it. Place the soles of the feet down onto the mat and just lift the arms back up into cactus. Try and soften into those tight areas that we just felt in the eagle. Drop the belly to the spine, spine to the mat. And then release the arms. Let's come into our twist. So let's go to the left side first of all. Right leg comes over and you can start to open up the arms to the side of you. Palms are face up. Trying to drop. Bye, Dad. Take care. Trying to drop that right shoulder blade down in towards the mat. Opening up the chest towards the sky. You might like to turn the head to look along your right arm towards your right palm. And when we work with the upper body, we can never neglect the upper spine, the neck. And breathing in, bringing the head back and releasing that top leg back into the center. Release the arms to the body and just take a constructive rest. Feet go wide, knees drop in towards one another. Feel the entire spine and the shoulder blades connecting towards the earth. Swap your bolster or your block to the other side. Rolling onto your right hip. Left leg comes onto your prop. And then opening up the arms. Trying to nestle that left shoulder blade downwards towards the mat. Opening the chest up towards the sky, opening the gaze either to the sky or to your left palm. And the great thing about a reclined spinal twist is that it works the entire spine all the way through each and every vertebra, including right down to the sacroiliac joint at the top of the pelvis and right to the top of the vertebra just beneath the skull. So again, this expansive breath, breathing in, belly and chest expand, and your exhale is a softening, relaxing, and releasing breath. And breathing in, bringing the head back into center, bringing that left leg back, and bringing your spine and your hips back into alignment. Feet go wide, hands to the belly, drop the knees in towards one another and just soften there for a moment. We have one more posture, which is our melting heart. So that's back up onto our knees. So you can simply roll over where you are and come into your melting heart from there. Couple of options again is that the arms could be straight, the head could be on a block, hips is nice and high, but if you want to intensify the stretch, place the thumbs at the nape of the neck, dropping in towards the chest melts towards the mat. Melt through the spine as if there's a weight or one of my sandbags on there. Taking that deep breath in. Softening breath out, releasing the hands if you had them at the nape of the neck, and just lifting the gaze bringing yourself up into tabletop and circle out here. So circle the hips around, move the body freely. We've got one more posture before Shavasana. So this is going to be our supported fish. I will let you make the decision as to whether you use a bolster for your supported fish or your blocks. I'm going to go blocks. So if you are using your blocks, one goes on its highest height and the other one goes on its medium height. And I'm actually going to take the second block lengthways, horizontal to the mat rather than vertical to the mat this time, just so that it covers a broader space of my shoulders. And bringing yourself back, the closer that your hips are to the block, the deeper that's going to feel. And your option to keep the legs straight or take them into butterfly as well. So we are here for, well, I'm not going to tell you actually. I'm not going to tell you for how long. Try and be comfortable. Enjoy this opening here. Make sure the head and the neck are supported and held. You're not having to hold that up. You're not taking any tension into the face or the neck. The chest is opening, the heart space, the lungs, the rib cage. The shoulders are melting over your prop, whether that's the bolster or the blocks. If you are using the bolster, it might be a little bit more comfortable to place a block or a cushion underneath the head, because that just lifts up the throat. It lifts up the head so the throat's not too extended. And just take a note here of your practice so far. Looking back at when you started to where you are now. And this love and kindness and compassion that you give yourself each and every time that you come to your mat. And it shouldn't just be on your mat. It should be off your mat in daily life as well. Always remembering to give yourself love, kindness, and compassion, as well as to others. Trying to keep the mind present where you are right now, not letting it think of other things, get distracted, pull you away. Come back to your breathing, this expansive inhale and exhale. And feel that you have now practiced yin today using traditional Chinese medicine to clear and balance any blockages of qi around the body, particularly to the heart space and the upper body. And taking that deep breath in, a deep breath out, preparing yourself to move. First of all, you bring the hands back to the thighs. If you chose the butterfly, lift the legs together. Place the soles of the feet down. Bring the hands by the side of the body. Lift the head to look along the body. And then start to press into the forearms to take yourself away from your prop. Always take yourself off of your props nice and carefully and slowly. Lie all the way back down. Spread the spine, spread the waist, spread the shoulder blades. Take a moment to rest in Shavasana. We're not quite there yet in our relaxation. Just now feel that you've taken the blocks or the bolster away, and you can feel the entire spine connecting towards the earth. You can feel the back body, the back heart space, where that prop was. And then draw the knees in towards the chest. Lengthen the spine here, lengthen the tailbone, relax the face, relax the throat. Sway the hips from side to side, move the knees, circle the knees around, free up the hips. And then curl into a really tight ball. So you're bringing yourself into a really tight ball with you bring the forehead in towards the knees and the knees in towards the chest. And then release that out. Press the soles of the feet into the mat. Little pelvic tilts up into bridge. So you can move through the lower back, middle back, upper back. And you roll those shoulder blades underneath you. This is just finishing off before we come into relaxation. If you like, stay up into bridge just for a few breaths, not holding it. So you can interlace the fingers if you like underneath the body, pressing the knuckles downwards. You bring the outer shoulders underneath you. And relax down, roll down if you can, each and every vertebra. Pubic bone stays really nice and high as you curl through the spine, still lowering all the thoracic vertebra, and then the lower lumbar comes down and then the sacroiliac joint into the hips and pelvis. And let's get ready for our Shavasana. So make yourself warm and comfortable, placing bolster underneath the knees, a block or a pillow underneath the head. And let's come to relaxation, using blankets if you've got them handy. So as you now lie back in your relaxation here, this is really where all of your work now is replenished, and you start this rejuvenation, nourishing, loving process to yourself. For the next few moments of your relaxation, try to remain present. Try not to let the mind wander. It's very easy that it does when you're lying down on your back because you feel like you're doing nothing and the mind needs to be somewhere else. But if you can, keep it with you on the mat and allow the body into a deep sense of letting go and relaxation. I'll let you know when it's time to come back around. For now, I'll give you your silence. Beginning to take a few deeper breaths now. Feeling the expansive breath in and the releasing breath out, preparing to start to move the body by wiggling fingers and toes, moving the head and neck nice and gently, giving that a little release and stretch. You can stretch the body with the arms up above the head behind you and stretch the toes, or you might just simply draw the knees in towards you and roll out. Taking time to roll over to one side to bring yourself up to a comfortable seat. Let's return the hands to the belly and the heart space. So now breathing in, feeling that expansion, breathing out, softening and releasing. Notice how you feel physically, mentally, and emotionally. And as we have worked with the upper body today, also to clear the heart chakra, let's take our Bija seed mantra of YAM, Y-A-M, as our mantra. You can vocalize, internalize, or just listen. But breathing in, YAM. Breathe in. Yam. And last time, breathing in. Yam. Bring the hands into the heart space, taking a moment just to feel the love, the kindness and compassion that you've given yourself today, but also to take it into your rest of your week ahead. Always thank yourself for your practice, your body, your breath, and I thank you. Namaste.